want to call the Drainage District Board of Directors meeting to order. We'll start with a roll call to establish quorum.
David Fuentes, Precinct 1.
Everardo Villarreal, Precinct 3.
Ellie Torres, Precinct 4.
Richard Cortez, County Judge, that constitutes a quorum. Mr. Cecine, would you please lead us in today's prayer?
Yes, sir. Good morning, Judge. Good morning, everyone. Let us pray. Father God, we continue to ask to fill our cities, county, state, and national political leaders with wisdom, understanding, discernment, and knowledge. We pray for our judge and 4 commissioners that you've appointed to lead this great county of ours. We pray for our mayors, school board members, city council, police chiefs, district attorney, sheriff, judges, and all who serve our local communities. Grant them favor, increase their faith, and prepare them to pursue your excellence. Draw them to you and cause them to know and fulfill your purposes. Please place people in their paths that will provide scriptural, sound, and godly counsel. For without your counsel, their plans will go awry. Impart your wisdom and revelation to them about leadership and help them to lead. Deal with our leaders about keeping their hearts and motives pure. We ask you to make their hearts pliable, willing, and obedient to your will. Cause each of their lives to glorify your name, Father God. Father God, we continue to pray for all that are battling illnesses. We pray for healing and that your will be done in all circumstances. Provide their families with the peace that you can only bring through your Son, Jesus, and we continue to praise you, Father God, for the healing that's come through you. Lord, how quickly we lose faith and begin to trust more in things that we can touch and see than in your promises and strength. But we do believe in you, that you are the bread of life, and that only you can satisfy the deepest longings of our hearts. As you're our creator, you know what we need and provide for us each day. As you are our Redeemer, you lead us along the pathway of cross and forgiveness. We want to follow you more closely. Lord, strengthen our faith so that we can be more generous and forgiving like you. Scripture reminds us the more we seek you, the more we will find you. May we continue to seek you in everything we do, and we always work as who's working for you. We ask all this in your Son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Did we have anyone sign up for open forum, Lovely?
Ms. Cantu?
No, sir, we have no participants.
Thank you. Judge, if I may, I'd like to just make a public comment.
Please.
So this last week, the General Land Office new Commissioner Don Buckingham was visiting our area, not only as to introduce herself to our community and to our leadership in those communities, but also to make some awards with respect to the 2018 disaster recovery funds that were competitively applied for throughout our county. It was really exciting to see all of the different communities receiving up to $1 million in their applications. The majority of the people the majority of the cities in Hidalgo County all applied for drainage improvements. A couple did some sewer or water, but for the vast majority it was drainage projects. Individually, $1 million may not seem like much because it takes a lot of money to put these projects in the ground. But collectively, when the county and its cities receive $7 to $8 million collectively, that's, $7 to $8 million of drainage improvements throughout our county that will make a big difference. I know Commissioner Villarreal was one of the award recipients over there in Precinct 3. Some of our smaller communities could not have done this without the assistance and support of our drainage district leadership. So I wanted to take a minute to thank them, Raul, Jaime, and all of their staff, and also our communities for trusting us and working with us, because it's a lot of work to put these applications together. But at the end of the day, when we can have a return of upwards of $5 million, that's a really, really great thing for all of our communities. So Raul, Jaime, and to all of your staff, Omar and Yvette, and all the people that helped us put these things together, under the gun, under some real serious time constraints, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
We still have another round in the 2019, so hopefully we'll get another $5-6 million. I mean, if you look at that as a $10 million improvement to our system throughout the entire drainage district, I think that's really, really impressive. So I want to thank you again for your patience with us.
Yes,
and helping us, go out there and really advocate for our area and to get these monies so that we can make the improvements we need for all of our drainage systems. So thank you.
Judge, if I may, Also, thank you very much, Raul. We're very excited and surprised that we received $1 million. I think Commissioner Don Buckingham is going to do an amazing job. One of the things that I like the most of what she said is that she knows there's a big need, and she knows that $12.5 million is not enough or nearly enough to be able to make all the improvements that are needed. I think we're going to have a very good relationship with her and her willingness to work with us. I know she told me privately that anytime we want to go up there and talk to her, so we can let her know what our other needs are or what we can do, she's more willing to sit with us. So I'm very excited, having her and her eagerness to support Hidalgo County and our drainage issues. So, again, thank you and your staff, Raul. We're excited here in Precinct 3 with those $1 million, and look forward to working with our commissioner at the GLO to be able to get some more money down here.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you both. Thank you, Board.
Absolutely. Want to go approve of the consent agenda?
Yes, sir, if I may. Just approve a check register and general operation items that have been vetted by the team. Everything's in order. We do recommend approval.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 5A, discussion and presentation by the Rio Grande Valley Voices Unidas Housing and Health Working Groups as it relates to HCD illegal dumping community outreach education program. So they reached out. We were asked to allow for the presentation. And I believe, Jaime, they're not here? Oh, okay. Yeah, Jaime, that's what I was asking. Okay. You want to come? You want to explain it? I know there's an analysis.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. The district took on illegal dumping outreach coordination efforts along with Ms. Cass's group with the Rio Grande Valley Voices Unidas Housing. We went out to different areas and different precincts and did community meetings about illegal dumping, the importance of reporting if they see anything. A lot of the issues that we have are from outside the areas of concern, people coming into their areas and dumping illegally, causing issues in their subdivisions. So we took this effort on to try to educate the public on the importance of reporting illegal dumping. And with that said, I'd like to bring up Ms. Landeros and Ms. Salinas so they can present on our efforts and some of the meetings that we had as it relates to illegal dumping. Go ahead, ma'am. Thank you.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Andrea Landeros y estoy aquí en nombre del grupo de trabajo de Voces y Salud del Grupo de Vivienda y Salud de Voces Unidas del Valle de Río Grande. En nombre de RISE, Adelante, Proyecto Azteca y Lupe, estamos agradeciendo el día de hoy al Distrito de Drenaje y a los comisionados por darnos el tiempo para estar el día de hoy aquí. Estamos también increíblemente agradecidos con el señor Jaime Salazar y Laura Cruz y del personal del Distrito de Drenaje del Condado de Hidalgo número 1 por su apoyo a la comunidad. Voces Unidas desea agradecer a Methodist Healthcare Ministry de South Texas, Inc. por proporcionar fondos para este proyecto. Los residentes de la colonia del Condado Rural de Hidalgo enfrentan desafíos persistentes atribuidos a gran parte al vertedero ilegal, que son inundaciones y la salud y la seguridad de las más peligrosas y frecuentes. Los residentes del Condado de Hidalgo se dan cuenta de que existe una gran necesidad de abogar y abordar por el vertido ilegal, y nosotros como colaboradores entendemos completamente que no hay forma de avanzar sin la comunidad y el condado trabajan juntos. El Distrito de Drenaje del Condado de Hidalgo apoyó el suministro de información a través del programa de extensión comunitaria, educación de drenaje ilegal. Las siguientes recomendaciones provienen directamente de los residentes de las colonias reunidas durante una serie de reuniones comunitarias llevadas a cabo en las colonias del condado de Hidalgo. Reconocemos, ¿verdad?, que algunos de estos temas ya están siendo trabajados por el Distrito de Drenaje y los comisionados de aquí del condado. Y voy a mencionar algunos de ellos. Dice, promulgar una campaña que eduque a la comunidad sobre el vertidero ilegal y anuncie el número de teléfono para denunciar el vertidero ilegal de manera más prominente. Y pues eso estamos hablando, ¿verdad? Que sea a través de folletos, de cartas, anuncios por radio, la televisión, que se amplíe mucho más este comunicado para, pues estamos se vea en una área bastante grande. Trabajar con las autoridades para que los miembros de la comunidad sean notificados adecuadamente cuando se realiza la colección de ramas y maleza. Dar a los residentes información sobre dónde pueden llevar su basura. Proporcionar más educación a la comunidad sobre los problemas que causan el vertido ilegal de basura. Educar a los residentes sobre cuáles son las consecuencias de la tira de basura ilegalmente. Colocar cámaras en áreas problemáticas de vertido ilegal de basura. Trabajar con los precintos para crear un programa de limpieza en colonias y eliminación de basuras. Redactar reglas y regulaciones sobre lo que los residentes pueden tener en sus lotes. Crear programas para que las personas que completan el servicio comunitario recojan basura y limpien las colonias. Pedir ayuda a las universidades para limpiar las colonias. Ayudar a los residentes sobre la colección de basura y los programas existentes. Educar al sheriff y a los departamentos de policías locales sobre consecuencias del vertido ilegal. Pedir al condado de Hidalgo que envíe avisos a los residentes que viven cerca de los canales de drenaje pidiendo su ayuda para mantener los canales limpios y libres de basura. Pagar a los miembros de la comunidad para transporte de basura o basureros. Permitir que las familias de las colonias lleven su basura al basurero a un bajo costo o sin un costo alguno. Cobrar multas por autos abandonados. También pedimos que los comisionados del condado busquen formas de utilizar algunos de los fondos federales existentes y disponibles, por ejemplo, los del EPA, para subsidiar y resolver el vertidero ilegal que afecta tanto al condado y sus residentes. También para el proyecto nuevo que están promocionando, para que el costo de colección de basura no sea tan alto para los residentes en áreas rurales del condado de Hidalgo. Les agradecemos mucho por su atención.
Thank you very much. We do have a white paper that we were able to produce with the help of the funding through Methodist Healthcare Ministries. I will go over some of the recommendations that came from the community as a result of the education meetings that we had with staff from the Drainage District 1. They were very, very helpful. It shared about what the Drainage District does and the issues that the county is dealing with regarding illegal dumping. The community completely understands that we will not be able to address this issue if the county and the community don't come together and do something about it. We do feel that there should be a campaign that's enacted to address this issue that educates the community about the phone number that they can call. We know that you all do a really good job of having it on the Valley Metro buses and in other locations, but we feel that it should be more prominent. We understand that a lot of the illegal dumping issues in the colonias occur with different construction companies that are not dumping properly. They are filling the drainage canals. And I think that one of the worst things that would happen is after we're spending all of this great money to fix that they're just filled with garbage and construction waste. We would like to continue working with the county and the authorities to make sure that the communities are properly notified when there will be brush pickup or other types of pickup. We would like to give residents information about where they can take their garbage, provide more education to the community about problems that illegal dumping causes. One thing that Mr. Salazar and Ms. Cruz did so well was that they explained how all of it adds up, and then as a relation to the illegal dumping, there's all of the flooding in these communities that are close to the drainage canals. They actually shared with us the maps that they have that show where the drainage canals have the worst illegal dumping issues. And that's where we tried to reach out to the community and share what the problems were so that they could make sure that they had the number, and if they saw someone dumping, that they could call right away to report it. We do know that you all are working on perhaps getting cameras in some of the worst spots for illegal dumping. We feel that that's very helpful. We would like to work with the precincts to create programs for colonia cleanup and trash removal. Me coming from Proyecto Azteca, we have been working with Precinct 1, and we had a colonia cleanup on the 15th and 16th. It was great. We've had 2 for that grant that we're working on, but it's fantastic. The county does such a good job. We reach out to the community and make sure that it gets done so that it's done together. We would like draft rules and regulations for what residents can and cannot have on their lots. One of the main issues that we're seeing is a lot of junk cars, and that just amplifies the issue. To create programs for people completing community service to help pick up trash in colonias, to ask universities to help clean up some of those areas. We would like to educate residents more about garbage pickup and existing programs, educate the sheriffs and local police departments about the consequences of illegal dumping. There are times that our residents call the sheriff and they say, you know, we're seeing this going on, not only the sheriff, also police departments, and they say, we can't do anything about it. I can't go out there. I can't do a police report. I think that more education needs to be done around that. Ask Hidalgo County to send notices to residents living near drainage canals, asking for their help to keep the canals clean. And we also ask that you all continue to seek ways to apply for different federal and state funding to help address this issue. We have particular interest in some of the EPA funds that are out. Maybe we could get a little creative about how we can do that, because this is a huge health, safety, and environment hazard. And I do need to share that some of the residents have attended some of the drainage district meetings regarding illegal dumping, the ones that the precincts have had, and they have a little bit concern about the monthly prices that may come for the garbage collection. It's a little too high, so perhaps some of these federal funds can be used to help subsidize those costs. Thank you very much.
Well, we want to thank you for coming here today to thank us for working with you, but we also want to thank you for working with us. This is a problem that we all need to continue to work together. As she so eloquently said in Spanish, that, you know, we need to further educate ourselves, inform ourselves, you know, how to do this better. Our county is the 8th most populous county in Texas, and we're now having very large urban areas in unincorporated cities, which present a huge problem. But hopefully with your continued help and support, we will solve this problem and try to provide those services to you at the lowest cost that we can, because we know that it is a huge problem.
Thank you
Anyone
very
else
much.
like that?
Well, Judge, I just think that it continues to make the argument that we need 100% participation countywide with everybody having trash at their house. You know, I took out my trash today. It's me, my wife, and my son. And every week we have, you know, 2 full deals of trash. And so if you multiply that by 30,000 people, that's a lot of trash that's not being collected, that's being put in in our ditches and wherever else they may be. We have about 70% of the people that don't have any way of disposing their trash, but it's because they have the option of not having trash. And so we need to be like the cities where rich or poor, older, young, no matter what, family, big family, doesn't matter. Everybody participates in trash. And so that's our goal and that's what we're working on. And that's the only way that this is ever going to get fixed. I'm sure there's other people like businesses that go ahead and dump illegally anyway. And so we'll work on that. But as soon as we can take care of the 70% of the population, rural population that doesn't have trash, I think you'll start seeing those numbers go down. It's a huge cost to us. It affects everybody with flooding. And so hopefully we get this passed here really soon.
Thank you. I've also been asked by the community if we could please have a photo.
The what?
If we could have a photo with
Oh.
you.
Yes, ma'am, but I have something to add. I want to thank you for your support. You know, it was I didn't know you were going to be here today, but yesterday they invited me to Colonia Mi Sueño in my precinct, where the community was very excited and happy that we finally paved their roads and cleaned their drainage. And I was surprised to know that Lupe, also Danny Diaz was there, and he was having a conversation with me. And they're in full support of us doing something with the trash. So he's actually going to Austin and advocating, and he invited me where it should have been the other way around. But I was very happy to know that he realizes, and you all realize, the need that we have. We have a lot of elderly that don't have pickups and that can't bring the trash to us, even though they want to, and they can afford to pay the $25 or $100 to come and bring the trash. They don't have adequate vehicles to be able to do it, and some don't have vehicles at all. So, you know, a lot of that trash gets taken by other people, and supposedly they should bring it to us, but it ends up in our ditches, in our colonias, in our streets, and it's something that, like Mr. Cantu, Commissioner Cantu and Judge Cortez said, we need to do something about it. You know, we need to live in cleaner, safer, healthier spaces. So thank you so much for your support. I really
Absolutely.
appreciate it. It
Thank
means a
you.
lot to me.
Judge, I
Thank
would
you.
also say that we are actively trying to figure out a better way to do this. We know and recognize that it's a problem. I think all of us have tried to support Colonia cleanups so that we can try to help out as much as we can. And trash not only affects drainage, but it's a safety issue with health. You know, we don't want rodents and things like that live in these dirty areas. So I think for all of us, this is a primary concern this legislative session, and we're going to work real hard to try to find a solution that would be, you know, good for all of us. We appreciate the Drainage District helping us out with communicating that. Every food drive we have, we're giving out illegal dumping information on where to call, where to report it, what to do. We do work as much as we can with our constables to try to investigate places that are of high incidence. We work with our farmers because a lot of farmland gets dumped on. So we do have a lot of work ahead of us, but we are actively trying to figure out a better way to do this.
Thank you.
Fix your time.
Yes, thank you.
One, two, three. Thank you.
Hey, you did it great.
Okay, Okay, we need to move.
Yes, sir.
Move on this agenda item. Next item is
Yes,
item
sir.
5B.
5B, accepts and approve a proposal received from Absolute Business Consulting Group, awarded vendor to the Dow County Jurisdiction Number 1 membership participation with the Local Purchasing System, contract number 200-601 for the provision of general consulting and other related services.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
5C1, requesting approval of final negotiated agreement for professional engineering services, Supreme Engineering PLC, for the project Southwest Wesco Phase 2, 2018 bond referendum project number 35, contract number CACD 1-23011-0217, and that's approved by the board for negotiations on 12/20/22, subject to final legal review.
I'm okay on this one, right?
Yes, sir, we're good.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
C2, accepts and approval of work session number 1 in the amount of $180,000 as submitted by Supreme Engineering PLC through contract number CACD 1-23011-0217 to provide professional engineering service for Southwest Wesco Phase 2, 2018 bond referendum project number 35.
Second. We have a motion second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
D1, requesting approval of final negotiated agreement for professional engineering service with S2 Engineering PLC for the project Southwest Wesco Phase 3, 2018 bond referendum project number 35, contract number CACD 1-23012-0217, as approved of negotiations by the board on 12/20/22, subject to final review.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
D2, accepts and approval of work session number 1 in the amount of $336,000 as submitted by S2 Engineering PLC through contract number CACD 1-23012-0217 to provide professional engineering service for Southwest Wesco Phase 3, 2018 bond referendum project 35.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
6A, requesting approval of closing documents parcel 11-1 as it relates to project 11 of the 2018 drainage bond program, Phaseville Drain, authority for chairman of the board to execute documents.
So move. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
B, accept and approve of work session number 6 in the amount $38,071 as submitted by LG Consulting Inc. through contract number CACD 1-2102500615 to provide construction material testing for East Mercedes 2018 bond referendum project number 10B.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
C1, requesting approval of supplement number 3 to professional engineering service agreement, CACD 1-19-021-0326 with Quintanilla Haley and Associates, Inc. for the project Mile 10 North and Baseline Road, 2018 bond referendum project number 20 to reflect the revised Exhibit D work schedule with extended termination date of April 30th, 2024, subject to final legal review. And if I may, C2, requesting approval of supplement number 3 to work authorization number 1 of the professional engineering service agreement, CACD 1-19-021-0326, Quintanilla Haley and Associates, Inc. for the project Mile 10 North Baseline Road 2018 bond referendum project 20 to reflect the revised period of service to end April 30th, 2024, subject to final legal review.
So move. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, D1, requesting approval of supplemental agreement number 5 for professional engineering service agreement, CACD 1-19-041-0521, Quintanilla Haley and Associates, Inc. for project J08 Drain 2018 bond referendum project 15B to reflect the revised Exhibit D work schedule with an extended termination date of September 30th, 2023, subject to legal review and compliance House Bill 1295. And D2, requesting approval of supplemental agreement number 4 to work extension number 1 of the professional engineering service contract, CACD 1-19-041-0521, with Quintanilla Haley and Associates, Inc. for the project J08 Drain 2018 bond referendum project 15B to reflect the revised period service not to end September 30th, 2023, subject to legal review and compliance House Bill 1295.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. E1, 2, and 3, approval of application payment number 3 in the amount of $65,421 from Go Underground pertaining to construction contract CACD 1-22-019-004-00420, project engineer Cruz Hogan. Item 2, approval of application payment number 6 in the amount of $208,647 from Gonzalez Engineering pertaining to construction contract CACD 1-21-023-0727, project engineer B to Z. And item 3, approval of application payment number 4 in the amount of $9,720 from IOC Company pertaining to construction contract CACD 1-22-028-0712, project engineer B to Z. Recommend E1, 2, 3.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 7A, discussion updates that relates to Dow County District 1 UK payroll services. Alvaro? Mr. Alvaro, report this quick briefly.
Good morning. The district would like to thank the Honorable Lita Leo and her staff for processing our payroll since 2016. Starting with pay period when the district went live with Kronos Payroll, which fully integrates with the HR module. The highlights of using Kronos includes on-demand reports, which include access to real-time leaves, earnings, deductions, and everything is accessible through our apps and our computers at work. And then management can also have a daily attendance report. So we fully went live. We've had 3 payrolls processed already with no issues. So any questions on the?
Let the board know that, you know, we appreciate the support of allowing us to go independent, so, and you know, we're now doing our own payroll, everything through it. We're giving our employees better access now with the mobility and everything, so it's working out very well for us. You know, we're doing, being more efficient with everything that we're doing, so wanted to just kind of let the board know we appreciate the support on this and let you know that we are doing this now in-house, so.
Awesome.
Okay.
And the county's also moving along with Kronos as well, so.
Thank you.
All right? Thank you.
You don't need any action on that, right?
No, just a quick presentation. We don't have anything in executive today.
We
sir.
don't have?
No, we're good.
Judge, Commissioners, Mr. Cecine, there is a request, and we do the translation in Spanish to English, but as a summary, and please correct me if I'm wrong, as a summary from the Rio Grande Valley Voices Unidas Housing and Health Working Groups related to the illegal dumping, community outreach, and education. The individual, the representative that was up there, was essentially thanking the court members and the community leaders by way of their participation on the important issue by way of illegal dumping. They pointed out that this has a community-wide effect for the county, not just, you know, certain parts of the county, but this is across the board affects the county. And these efforts go a long ways in addressing the issue of illegal dumping.
It was pretty much what was presented in English, so.
Okay,
What
yes.
she said in Spanish, it was said in English.
In English, yes. And so, and again, the community representative that came up there, I apologize, her name's escaping me, Ms.
Salinas.
Ms. Salinas. And so Ms. Salinas essentially said what was said in English, again, thanking everyone for their efforts and that there is still a lot of work to be done. And everybody's excited by way of participating. And again, in closing, she wanted, again, to thank everyone and all the community leaders that have reached out and are participating with illegal dumping.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Okay, I believe that concludes all our agenda items. I have a motion to adjourn.
Motion made.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We're now adjourned. I therefore now call the Commissioners Court meeting to order. And we'll start with a roll call to establish quorum.
Good morning, David Fuentes, Precinct 1.
Eddie Guthrie, Precinct 2.
Everardo Villarreal, Precinct 3.
Ellie Torres, Precinct 4.
Rich Cortez, County Judge, that constitutes a quorum. Today, we're very honored to have our very own U.S. Army veteran, Constable Denny Madachalar, that will be leading us here in our Pledge of Allegiance. He served in the U.S. Army from 1986 to 1991, and he's our constable for Precinct 5. Danny, would you please lead us in today's pledge?
Morning, Judge. Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Constable. We're also honored to have the Honorable Judge Joanne Garcia. She's our probate court judge to lead us in today's prayer. Judge?
Good morning, Judge, and good morning, Commission. Dear Lord, I'd like to please have everyone bow their heads for the prayer. Dear Lord, we come to you asking for your blessing to help our daughters together this morning. We maintain our faith that you will give the wisdom as policymakers and patience as neighbors to help our county and our community prevail. We ask for your wisdom and patience as we convene these meetings, and a multitude of decisions and challenges are here today for us to decide. In your name we pray, amen.
Thank you, Judge. We'll go on to the approval of the consent agenda.
Yes, Judge, Commissioners, with your permission, I'd like to pull from consent agenda item 10A 1 and 2.
Motion to approve the rest of the consent.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Judge, Commissioners, with that being said, Commissioner Fuentes will abstain from any discussion and/or action related to consent agenda item 10A, 1 and 2. If I could please have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Let the record show that Commissioner Fuentes abstained from any discussion or voting on items 10A, 1 and 2.
Thank you.
Well, next is really an honor to have our first proclamation honoring our Senator Lucio here. He's served so many years so well and was always a friend of not only Hidalgo County, but the whole Rio Grande Valley and his district. Senator, it's always a pleasure to have you. Will you please read the proclamation?
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. I'd like to discuss, excuse me, Agenda Item 5A, proclamation congratulating Senator Lucio Jr. for his service to the Rio Grande Valley. Whereas the rigors of public service are many, but did not dissuade Eduardo Andres Lucio Jr. from representing the South Texas community in several capacities over a 5-decade period. And whereas Senator Lucio was born and reared in Bronzeville in 1946 as the second of 10 children and attended the University of Texas Pan American, where he earned a Bachelor's of Science degree in education before becoming a teacher and coach in the Bronzeville Independent School District. Excuse me. Whereas Senator Lucio married Hermina Mini Cerda and had 2 children, Lilia Ann Lucio Cisneros and Eduardo Lucio III, as well as what Senator Lucio lovingly refers to as being the grandfather of 3 termites and 2 princesses. And whereas Senator Lucio began his life of public service in 1970 as Cameron County Treasurer at the age of 25, and then as a Cameron County Commissioner in 1979. And whereas Senator Lucio was elected to the Texas House of Representatives in 1987, and whereas the people of Bronzeville, for 2 successive terms before being elected as the Texas Senate, when he began his service in the upper chamber in 1991. And whereas Senator Lucio's Senate district encompassed the eastern parts of Hidalgo County, and whereas Senator Lucio's tenure in the Texas legislature saw himself as a staunch advocate for the Rio Grande Valley and included him championing health care for children with disabilities, equity in public schools, veterans issues, and infrastructure in South Texas, including the funding for the first interstate highways into the region. And whereas Senator Lucio was a key sponsor, author, or co-author of several bills that created colleges and universities in the Rio Grande Valley, including the University of Texas at Brownsville, South Texas College, and the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley and its medical school. And whereas following half a century of public service, Senator Lucio announced his intention to retire from the Texas legislature. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court proclaims its deepest gratitude to Eduardo Andres Lucio Jr. on behalf of the people of Hidalgo County and the Rio Grande Valley. It also offers its best wishes that Senator Lucio fulfill his goal of what he said upon announcing his retirement, that he was leaving because a lot of wonderful things are yet to come in my life. Approved this 17th day of February 2023.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Mr. Senator Lucio Jr.
Good morning. I feel right at home here for 2 reasons. Number one, I love Hidalgo County. This is where it all started when I ran for the Senate in 1990. But before that, I had the honor of being in the House of Representatives for 4 years, from 87 through 90, representing a district that was actually located just in the Brownsville area. Before that, it was even better because I served in county government for 12 years. I'll never forget what my father told me in 1970. I had been teaching 4 years, Eddie, Commissioner. And I went to him because he was a man that had served in the sheriff's office under 4 different sheriffs for 30 years. Man that with a lot of wisdom and a lot of heart. And I asked them the right question. What would you recommend to me as I enter this arena that you have more experience than I do? And he told me, mijo, people don't care how much you know. They want to know how much you care.
There you go.
That has been the basis of the foundation of my service in public office, and I've never forgotten that. And I always remember him as I have traveled this journey of mine. But it's been our journey, because each one of you has a special place in my heart for me, and those that came before you. As I listened to the issues that were presented to you in the colonias, many memories came to mind, including the hundreds of millions of dollars that has been addressed in the colonias along the border from Brownsville to El Paso. I was fortunate to carry most of those bills, a high percentage of those bills. But it was you here at the local level who really served as the catalyst, that served as the springboard, I should say, that got us to do what we were going to do. Obviously, my experience as a county commissioner, a county treasurer, gave me a lot of foresight. I remember the first colonia, Portway Acres in Brownsville, Texas, back in 1971, when I first got elected. The people came to my office. They thought because I was the tesorero that I had all the money, control of all the money in the county. I quickly told them I didn't have anything to do with control of anything, but that I would help them. And we got the county to agree to use their labor force and their machinery if the citizens would buy the materials. And we leveled off those streets. They were like this. I went out there myself, and I couldn't believe how people could even walk through those streets and all. Anyway, I want to share that because we've come a long ways, and we have worked bipartisanly. In 2001, we passed a piece of legislation. I carried the legislation to make sure the public in Texas would vote to approve $175 million in bond money to build roads going into colonias and also infrastructure in colonias. All that money's been used already. It was used, and most of it went to Hidalgo County because you all here, we have the most counties in the whole state right here in Hidalgo County, over 1,000 colonias, as you well know. And some of you have more than others in your precincts. There's so much that we can obviously talk about, but we're grateful. I appreciate the prayer, and I listen attentively to it because that's what obviously is needed so that our hearts can lead us in the right direction when we're trying to serve the public as you do. And at this level of government, nothing is closer to people than county government. I've always said that. I've always meant that. And I think the people here this morning understand that more than anything because they have a direct contact with you at the local level. They don't have to go to Austin. They don't have to go to Washington. It's right here. So I really wanted to be here and tell you that it's been an honor, an incredible dream that I had as a kid when I used to go in to see my dad at the courthouse. And I was that tall, and I couldn't see over the counter in the sheriff's office to be able to see my dad and the rest of the deputies. So I would step back and actually stand up on a chair that was against the wall to look in. A lot of great memories. A lot of great people that are no longer with us. in these two counties that I've met over the years. And I thank God every day for the opportunity He gave me to represent this area. And one of the things that I felt in my heart I needed to do was to get more representation on the Senate floor. So I served as your senator here in Hidalgo, and I represented the whole county from 1991 through 2000. And when redistricting came around, we went to work, and I had worked to establish the relationships we needed with the leaders and also each individual senator, and we're able to get the support we needed to pass a redistricting plan that created a second Senate seat in the Valley, connected to Corpus, but we had the numbers, and that led us to have more representation, which is something that I wanted to accomplish, and we did. But a lot of people to thank. I invite you to read the book when I finish writing it, because it's full of incredible stories that describe the blessings that I encountered along the way in this journey that I've taken for 48 years in public service and 5.5 years as a teacher. It's been a while since I've been home, but I am at home now, and I'm these three termites that were mentioned here. There's 3 boys and 2 princesses, 2 girls, are my grandchildren. The eldest termite is he's a senior in medical school. He's about to finish. The second one is about to become a senior at UT Austin in computer science and computer technology. He's a whiz. He scored a 1540 in his ACT, and we're blessed to have our grandchildren that have been well educated in our schools here in the Valley. And then the little girl is she's Annie. I had to tell you about her because I'm traveling to Alice, Texas tonight to play we won by district, and we're on our way to the state playoffs now. She plays basketball for Veterans Memorial, and she's something else. Eddie's kids. Eddie grew up. He was he was the original termite because he would eat anything on the plate. And he served 16 years in the legislature alongside of me. And I was so proud of Eddie. And I want to include him in my remarks because Eddie always thought about his responsibility and duty to be a regional thinker, as I did back in the 1980s when I was a state rep. And he didn't disappoint me because every time a state representative would come over from the House of Representatives, he would say, "You got a great son. He gets along with both sides of the aisle." And that was my dream. We've always wanted to make sure that we create an atmosphere of friendliness, and one that we can make sure that we're not embattled, in trying to accomplish what we want to. I think that's a mistake many people make who get elected and actually use the word fight in a serious way. I'd rather use we fought the good fight. The good fight was to work hard and make sure we communicated with people and we echoed your sentiments, what you all needed, what you wanted. And Eddie and I and the rest of the delegation have worked well together over the years. So I'm here to thank you for this honor. And I just don't think I'm going to be forgetting my friends and my family in Hidalgo County anytime soon. You can't do that. It's impossible. As a matter of fact, I was sitting there and I was already trying to think. I got to call the chairman of Intergovernmental Relations to make sure that he takes care of all your issues. Paul Betancourt from Houston, Texas. I sent you all, most of you, didn't have your number there, Commissioner, but I want it. I sent you the list of the committees that were appointed by the Lieutenant Governor. Paul Betancourt is chairing a committee that I chaired for many years, intergovernmental relations, that takes up and consider water, wastewater, infrastructure, and colonia issues. The last thing I want to say is that don't step back from trying to accomplish something that I came real close in accomplishing, and that's to make sure counties get some kind of limited ordinance-making authority. You need it. And what happened here this morning, you could take care of a lot of that if you had that ordinance-making authority. So advocate for that. I will be talking to the Lieutenant Governor. As you all well know, he is a friend of mine, and he's a friend of the valleys. Believe me, he did a lot when he got there, and I'll never forget how he came down and he spoke to our superintendents. He did a lot of wonderful things. He didn't ask me to come down here and say anything about him, but I'm telling you that we have some friends in Austin across the aisle that we can count on, and we should work together to make sure that the people here in Hidalgo County, Cameron County, Starr County, Willacy County, and all of South Texas are able to have public officials at the state level that will hear them and then follow up with some good policy-making measures for you all. So with that, I thank you. My wife thanks you. She is one of the prime reasons that I stepped down. I thought I had at least one more term in me, but God knew better, and I'm real happy with the way things are shaping up. I'll still be doing a little bit of work, and you can count on me to advocate for you when I do visit Austin. I'll be talking to each one of you anytime that you'd like to talk about an issue. We just talked about cameras a little while ago along the southern borders. I was involved with that and many other issues. So I'll continue to do my best to be your 12th man. And I didn't graduate from A&M, but I'll be your 12th man anyway. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
Well, Senator, this was just a small token of our appreciation for the many, many years of service that you performed, not only for us, for everybody. And we want you to know that we appreciated that service to you. And of course, you very eloquently stated, the experience that you had, and you're not going to quit. You're going to continue to work for the people, and we appreciate that very much.
Thank you.
Take a picture.
I'll be introducing her.
Next, we have a proclamation recognizing World Teen Mental Wellness Day.
Agenda
We have
item
a group of
5B.
lovely ladies and lovely ladies, all lovely ladies. Oh, there's a little gender, I was going to say there's a gender bias over there.
Agenda item 5B, proclamation recognizing World Teen Mental Wellness Day. Whereas mental health struggles are common among teens and account for up to 16% of all disease and injuries among people aged ages 10 to 19, And whereas too often mental health issues go undiagnosed and untreated, resulting in suicide and depression being one of the leading causes of death among teens, and whereas 1 in 10 teens will suffer from major depression, and ultimately mental health will affect 1 in 5 Americans, and 41,000 Americans are lost to suicide each year, and whereas addressing risk factors such as trauma at an early stage can help prevent the development of mental illnesses, and whereas one way to encourage our community to address mental health issues is by simply reducing the stigma associated with mental illness and openly discuss our mental well-being. And whereas a global movement has begun to arise, awareness about mental health issues among teens that has manifested into World Teen Mental Wellness Day, and whereas this year, World Teen Mental Wellness Day will be observed around the globe on Thursday, March 2nd, 2023. Now, therefore, it be proclaimed that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby urges the residents of Hidalgo County to recognize March 2nd, 2023 as World Teen Mental Wellness Day, and further urges its residents to use this day to bring awareness and openly discuss the issue of mental health among our community's teens so as to reduce the stigma and encourage treatment. Approve this 17th day of February 2023.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Now we have the co-chair of the Mental Health Coalition and a teacher at Lamar Academy in McAllen ISD, Ms. Vivian Tames.
Hello, how are you? It's
Good
nice to
morning.
see you. Good morning. Not going to be speaking. I'm going to have some of our new upcoming advocates, Sofia Mata, Ashley Salinas, and Emilia Mendez.
One's teenage years are arguably some of the most developmental times in a person's life. It is important for individuals at this age to be surrounded by uplifting and encouraging people. Paying no attention to one's mental health destructs the livelihood of not only one person, but the person that surrounds that person. Creating an open and positive environment for teens and students should be the top priority for adults.
Beginning the journey of positive mental health will only create desirable circumstances in the future. These important conversations affect how the youth will learn how to process their emotions and thoughts. We feel it is essential for the community to take on an active role in promoting healthy choices / coping skills to students so that they can grow to be confident and compassionate people.
We believe that creating a strong foundation in the youth can be the most impactful when it comes from peers. Eliminating the stigma around mental health is essential to having the next generation equipped with the right tools and mindset to start having conversations about this topic. We hope that coming here today will encourage students, educators, and the community to embrace and grow with respect to mental health. Thank you.
Well, we're just so proud of you. You know, what defines the community is what people do for each other. And what you're doing as volunteers to help a group that's very much in need. I mean, we do have a serious problem, not only here, but throughout the United States, you know, with mental wellness. So we thank you very much for your efforts for that. And it's only our simple gesture on our part to thank you for what you do with this proclamation.
Thank you.
Picture time.
Good morning.
Well, next, we have a proclamation recognizing National Engineers Week. You know, and there was something very interesting that was said yesterday or this week by Chancellor Sharp. He said either God or an engineer created everything that you see. So that's pretty good. Go ahead.
Dr. Jennifer Mendoza Culbertson, representing Precinct 4 Commissioner Eli Torres, and we will be presenting agenda item 89629. But before we begin, we'd like to see if anybody in the audience with us at court today has a background in engineering, education, or career. We don't want to leave anybody out. Seeking approval of proclamation in recognition of National Engineers Week. Whereas engineers use their scientific skills and specialized knowledge in creative and innovative ways to fulfill society's needs. And whereas engineers assist in solving major technological challenges of our time, from designing efficient building and infrastructure systems to rebuilding towns devastated by natural disasters. And whereas engineering has been called the invisible or stealth profession because everything around us and things we use every day have been engineered in some way, yet we do not see the engineers behind the scenes at work demonstrating their unique skills. And whereas Engineers Week promotes recognition among parents, teachers, and students on the importance of a technical education with an emphasis on accelerated levels of math, science, and technology literacy, and motivates youth to pursue engineering careers in order to provide a diverse and vigorous engineering workforce. And whereas the 2023 theme of the National Engineers Week is Creating the Future, which places an emphasis on producing renovating solutions to global challenges that impact future generations. And whereas this Commissioner's Court wishes the community to partake in the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley College of Engineering and Computer Science fun-filled activities set to take place during Engineers Week. And now therefore be it proclaimed that the Hidalgo County Commissioner's Court hereby recognizes February the 19th through February the 25th, 2023 as National Engineers Week. Requesting approval from the court.
Motion made.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
With us this morning, representing the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley, we have Veronica de la Garza, who'd like to share a few words.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. On behalf of UTRGV and our College of Engineering and Computer Science, we just want to say thank you so much for this recognition and always supporting our students, faculty, and staff. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I know that last week we had the room full of engineers and students and so forth. Unfortunately, we weren't able to,
They're actually, our Department of Defense is down, so they're visiting with our students in order to kind of work on different partnerships for this pipeline of workforce and development for our community. So, but we thank you for the opportunity. We apologize that our dean and our students were unable to attend today.
Well, they were here last week, so we want to recognize them for that, and thank you.
Before we go to open forum, we're going to move to item 18A and very quickly take that public hearing.
Yes, sir, Judge. So 18A is a public hearing regarding Hidalgo County's proposed grant application to the Department of Transportation under the RAISE grant fiscal year 2023 program for the Nolana Loop Corridor projects. If you don't mind opening up the meeting.
Okay, so I'll call the public hearing Or here, is anyone here to address this regarding that project, or that grant application?
So Judge, we have a representative from our group, Mr. Carlos Hasso, that's passing out some surveys. And this particular project is called the Nolana Loop Project. This was a project that Eddie Cantu in Precinct 2 started. It's an expansion of the Nolana Road from the expressway all the way to FM 88 by design, which is Texas Boulevard and Precinct 1 in Weslaco. This particular grant application is a $5.92 million grant that would specifically be used for engineering plans and specifications related to this project and all engineering work. This is in total roughly a $10 million, a 10-mile expansion. Commissioner Cantu is taking it into San Juan, and then the proposed limits for our project would be from that ending point in San Juan all the way to FM 88. We have I'm not sure if there's a map that's been shared, but there is one here for review if people are interested in looking at that. This would be an alternative way for us to get from the east side of the county all the way to the west. As we know that it's a major corridor, this would be a 5-lane expansion, four lanes going east and west, and one continuous left turn lane. We are going to, this project has been environmentally cleared all the way throughout its entire limits. We have $3 million assigned through the MPO, through Precinct 1 for right-of-way acquisition. We are going to apply for additional grant funding through the infra grant. We've asked for TxDOT to consider supporting this project as well, and it is also a major project identified through the MPO. So at this point in time, it is a very short survey. It's 4 questions, basically asking people if they can think this would be a good project, if they would use this road as a corridor. The good news and bad news of this last round of grants with this raise application was we made it to Pete Buttigieg's desk for signature. We didn't get the final award, but we did have a strong application, and we think that by involving the community and getting some feedback from the community, we will have a much stronger application this round. So we're hopeful and excited that we might be able to continue what you've started, Commissioner Cantu, and providing this major east-west corridor between Precinct 1 and all the way to through Precinct 3. So at this point in time, Judge, that's what we have. I'm not sure if anybody has any questions or comments with respect to this project. Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Well, then I'll declare public hearing closed.
Any surveys that are completed, if you could hand them back to Mr. Hasso. Yesterday at Alfresco, we had over 100 surveys that we collected, so we are very excited about the response that we're getting from the community. So thank you, Judge and Commissioners, for allowing us this opportunity to have this public hearing.
Thank both of our commissioners from Precinct 2, Precinct 1 for this thing. The east and west corridors are very important.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to item 6, open forum.
Ms. Cantu?
Yes. First up, we have Ms. Fern McClarty.
Ms. McClarty, there is a 3-minute time limit. I will advise when there is 1 minute left, and I will start when you start.
Commissioners, for those of us who watch the action of this court, it seems that all is not well in paradise. There seems to be a problem in scheduling meetings, supporting information for expenditures is not in the packets, and some department heads are choosing to report from their office or elsewhere. I have a copy of the County Commissioners Court meetings that I got off of the website, and you have down here, it says yellow is county holidays, and then you have in blue county meetings, court meetings. Then you have the afternoon meetings with the blue with the little square around it, and payday is in pink. I don't see that today has a blue mark. So how is the public supposed to keep up when y'all keep changing these meetings? The pandemic is over, and all the staff, including the commissioners, need to get back to work. It's time that the temperature testing out in front be stopped. Only the public is being tested. I'd like to know why. The back door with the employees or anyone in the building, they don't have to. They have a choice. The courthouse doesn't even have the temperature over there checking on the public. I understand that it may seem that our questions are slowing down the process of running this court, but you ran for this position, and each of you is getting well paid for your service. I do not think that you understand the impact of your decision on the people of the county. It's obvious that this court is delegating a significant portion of the program operation to your staff. How do you monitor the actions of a program director to whom you have given the authority to sign a contract or submit requests for payment? My point is that all individuals requesting action should appear before you in person to answer questions in defense of their request. The actions you approved increases our taxes and thereby reducing the money that we can spend on our family. We all want more, but the 40% of us cannot afford it. We take the statement that you work for us seriously. And if you want to know what we want, just put it on the ballot. Look at the number of new vehicles purchased or leased with public money. They are all filling the parking lots, and they are not needed. We need you to stop spending. There's a building that the county owns over on North 10th. There's a lot of red maroon trucks. I'm not sure if it's risk management, but after 4:30, 5 o'clock, there's no trucks left there any longer. They used to be locked up there. They are not there on the weekends. Do these vehicles have GPS? Are you watching where they're using our vehicles? Our gas is costing all of the people in Hidalgo County more to buy food and buy their own gas. Where's the GPS and where's the watching? Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Fern McClarity, with respect to your comments, all Commissioners Court meetings are in compliance with the Open Meetings Act. They are posted. Yes, ma'am, I understand what you have, all right, but they are in compliance with the law, okay? So that's one. Number two, with respect to the temperature screening, I can assure you that they are temperature screening. I can assure you that they are, employees do use the screening. I use it every single time that I access this building, okay?
Well, why don't you take that up after the meeting with
Yes, sir.
Ms. McClarty. Thank you very much. Do we have anybody else for open forum?
Ms. Cantu?
Yes, we have Mr. Jesus Mendoza. He's joining through telephone.
Right. Mr. Mendoza, as per our conversation yesterday, thank you. Mr. Mendoza, there is a 3-minute time limit. I will advise you when there is 1 minute, and I will start when you start.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jesus Mendoza. My phone number is 583-7012. I have been homebound for more than 10 years with a painful, debilitating, and life-threatening electrosensitivity, which was caused and aggravated by exposure to the same microwaves and radiation surveillance reaching a school. My EHS has been recognized by federal and state agencies and by court as a physical medical condition and as a disability. Because most doctors are in the dark or in denial of EHS, millions of children are being misdiagnosed and mistreated with harmful drugs, harmful invasive procedures, and deadly painkillers. The catastrophic harm and disabilities caused by chronic, compulsory, and unnecessary exposures to harmful wireless, microwaves, and radiation surveillance at school. Please see wearetheevidence.org and childrenshealthdefense.org. This is an open request to chiefs of police, sheriffs, and prosecutors, including our new elected DA, Mr. Terry Palacios, to investigate and prosecute those who are provoking violence, threats of violence, and road accidents on the ground that evidence on the court record has proven that these tragedies are provoked by bullying to justify, under the fabricated excuses of national security, the massive deployment of billions of dollars of powerful and harmful military-grade microwave wireless safety radiation surveillance, including satellite technologies in schools, streets, and even homes, and to benefit the wireless big pharma and the medical cartels. On the ground, that pervasive school and street bullying and high-speed road harassment are trained, organized, and sponsored by federal and state agencies, as corroborated by the response to the Uvalde tragedy and by the attempts of judges, prosecutors, and the mainstream media to conceal these crimes. And on the ground that without intervention from local authorities, these crimes are bound to continue unaddressed, undeterred, and with impunity, as detailed by the motion to recuse 3 federal judges, by the criminal complaint submitted to the Special Prosecution Division in Austin, Texas, and by the request for legislation to protect our children submitted to Texas Senator Rolando Gutierrez and posted on the case law section of J. Mendoza
1 minute.
at wirelesswatchblog.org, wirelesswatchblog.org. The same evidence demonstrates the duty of local authorities to intervene in investigation and prosecution of those who are provoking violence or threats of violence and gross harassment can stop and prevent the slaughter, the massacres, and the mayhem of children and other innocent, defenseless, and unsuspecting victims through prompt response to the hate group terrorism. Then progress can save immense pain and suffering and the lives of our children. Thank you very much for your response to this matter. Respectfully, thank you again.
Thank you. Ms. Cantu?
We have no more participants.
Thank you, ma'am.
We'll go into item 7A, District Attorney's Office.
Good morning, Commissioners. Judge Cortez, Rosalinda Cantu presenting for the District Attorney's Office. Item 7A, the District Attorney's Federal Sharing, Fund 1252 and 1256. We're requesting authorization to submit the fiscal year 2022 Federal Equitable Sharing Agreement and Certification Report on behalf of the agency head, Toribio Terry Palacios, Hidalgo County Criminal District Attorney, and governing body head, Richard F. Cortez, Hidalgo County Judge, with authority for County Judge to sign.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 8A, Sheriff's Office.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. Captain David Freeland presenting for Sheriff J.E. Eddie Guerra. Under Agenda Item 8A, we're requesting authorization to submit the fiscal year 2022 Federal Equitable Sharing Agreement and Certification Report on behalf of the agency head, J.E. Eddie Guerra, Hidalgo County Sheriff, and governing body head, Richard F. Cortez, Hidalgo County Judge, with authority for County Judge to sign required documents.
Motion to approve. Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Agenda Item 8B in 3 parts. Part 1, we're requesting authorization and approval to apply for the fiscal year 2024 Local Border Security Program, or LBSP, for the period of September 1st, 2023 through August 31st, 2024, with the Office of the Governor's Homeland Security Grants Division through eGrants. Part 2, requesting authorization for County Judge to e-sign application under eGrants as authorized official. And Part 3, requesting approval of resolution for fiscal year 2024 LBSP grant to designate Judge Richard Cortez as grantee's authorized official and to sign required documents.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you very much. Constable Precinct 1.
Yes, good morning, Judge and Commissioners. We have 2 items. The first item, requesting authorization to submit the fiscal year 2022 Federal Equitable Share Agreement and Certification Report on behalf of the agency head, Celestino Avila, Hidalgo County Constable Precinct 1, and governing body head, Richard Cortez, Hidalgo County Judge, with authority for the County Judge to sign required documents. Second item is authorization and approval to accept grant award in relation to fiscal year 2023 Bullet Resistant Shield Grant in the amount of $38,251 from the Office of the Governor, Justice Division for the period of September the 1st, 2022 through August 31st, 2023, with the authority for County Judge as authorized official to accept award electronically and execute required documents. Approval of certification of revenues as certified by the County Auditor for fiscal year 2023 Bullet Resistant Shield Grant in the amount of $38,251 and appropriation of the same.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Judge, Commissioners, with your permission, I'm going to ask if we could take Constable Precinct 4, as he does have a commitment that he's attending.
Sure. We'll go to item 12A.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. 12A, A1-89682, requesting authorization to submit fiscal year 2022 Federal Equitable Sharing Agreement and Certification Report on behalf of the agency head, myself, Constable Gaitan, Precinct 4, and governing body, Richard E. Cortez, County Judge, with the authority for the County Judge to sign required documents.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
12B, 81-89609, Constable Precinct 4, 1231, authorization and approval to deobligate funds under Constable Precinct 4, Chapter 59, to correct Agenda Item 89355, approved by the Commissioners Court on 2/2 of 2023.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you,
Thank
Judge.
you very much,
Commissioners, that's all I have.
Thank you, Council.
We go back to item 10A, Constable Precinct 2.
Judge, Commissioners, with your permission for Constable Precinct 2, Constable Cantu, requesting authorization to submit their fiscal year 2022 Federal Equitable Sharing Agreement and Certification Report on behalf of the agency head, Martin Cantu, Hidalgo County Constable Precinct 2, and governing body head, Richard F. Cortez, Hidalgo County Judge, with authority for county judge to sign the required documents.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 11A, Constable Precinct 3.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. I am Chief Deputy Jerry Zamora with Larry Gallardo, Constable Precinct 3. First on the agenda, under A, we have presentation discussion of the 2022 Racial Profiling Report as presented by the Hidalgo County Constable Precinct 3 Department in accordance with Article 2.132 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure.
Motion approved. Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And B, requesting authorization to submit the fiscal year 2022 Federal Equitable Sharing Agreement and Certification Report on behalf of the agency head, Lázaro Gallardo Jr., Hidalgo County Constable Precinct 3, and governing body head, Richard F. Cortez, Hidalgo County Judge, with the authority of county judge to sign required documents.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Under C, it's a three-part presentation under Constable Precinct 3, LBS P 1284. First is authorization and approval to apply for the Local Border Security Program, LBSP funding period September 1st, 2023 through August 31st, 2024. Fiscal year 24 grant with the Office of the Governor's Homeland Security Grants Division through e-grants. Number 2, authorization of the county judge to e-sign application under e-grants as authorized official. And number 3, approval resolution of LBSP fiscal year 24 grant to designate Judge Richard Cortez as a grantee's authorized official to sign the required documents.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Item 13A, Erica.
Good morning, Judge Commissioners. Erika Reina for the Department of Human Resources. Item 13A, I'm requesting a waiver of the following if applicable for the personnel items listed. I need action on item number 3, the budget amendment policy, personnel-related amendments.
So moved. Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 13B, I'm requesting no action today. Item 13C for the DA's office, approve the following actions effective upon Commissioners Court approval. Requesting a title change for slot 0125, Chief Criminal Investigator, grade 18, to an Assistant Chief Criminal Investigator, same grade. Item 2 is approve the following actions effective upon Commissioners Court approval. Requesting to create slot 0230 and add auto allowance in the amount of $7,000, Chief Criminal Investigator, and also slot 0231 and Assistant District Attorney 5, grade 21, with a $900 allowance. Item 3 is approval to revise the classified position list in accordance with the action above. Judge Commissioner, our new DA has come in, has started the review of the operations in his office, and this is a request as part of the restructuring that he is undertaking.
Judge, Commissioners, we do have a public participation form from Ms. Fern McClarity on agenda item 13C, as well as 13D and 13E, which is related to the HR agenda items.
Well, on the 13C, our question is this a new position? Because it's just showing the $7,000 and the $900. But if you look at the backup, it says $251,950.01, funding undetermined. So we were wondering, is this a new position? Is this one that's empty and you're just waiting? We don't know because there wasn't anything in the backup. 13D?
Yes, ma'am, Ms. McClarity. So if you're looking at the action item, when you see action right under it, that defines what kind of action we're taking. So in this case, we are creating the slot and we're requesting to add an auto allowance to the slot. So these are new positions. The bottom two, included in number 2. The one in number 1, all we're requesting is a title change with no fiscal impact.
So is it a new position or?
The latter is our new positions.
Okay.
The ones under number 2 that say create, those are new positions.
Okay, thank you.
Judge Commissioners, with respect to action?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 13D for the public defender. Approval to award a discretionary step for the employee listed below in accordance with HR criteria certification as per Section 8.3 of the Classification and Compensation Plan, effective upon Commissioners Court approval. This is for a discretionary step 3 for slot 0026, a public defender 3 at a grade 17. Everything is in accordance with the policy. I do recommend approval.
Ms. McClarity?
Yes, our question on this one, again, it says budgetary impact was $6,105.97. Can you explain why there's, it says funding undetermined. When will y'all determine when there's funding for these that I'm questioning?
Again, as I've stated in the past, with respect to that question, once Commissioners Court takes action in the affirmative or the opposite, then we administratively take the appropriate action. So we wait because we cannot presume to know what the court will decide.
Okay, because I know that we do budgeting like June, July, August, whatever, and I didn't quite, we didn't understand. They questioned, and I said, I'll ask. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 13E for the District Attorney's Office. Approval to award a discretionary step for the employee listed below in accordance with HR criteria certification as per Section 8.3 of the Classification and Compensation Plan, effective upon Commissioners Court approval. This is a request for a discretionary step 4, slot 0113, Assistant District Attorney 3 at a grade 17. Everything is in accordance with the policy. I do recommend approval.
Ms. McClarity, that's been answered.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Is there a second?
Yes.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 13F for County Court at Law Number 3, which is a probate court. Approve the following action effective upon Commissioners Court approval. Judge Commissioners, I do want to correct for the record. The action for this item should read delete and create, not a reclassification. This is vacant slot that we're referring to. I am requesting to delete slot 0005, an investigator 1, currently at a grade 12, and instead create an investigator at a grade 11. It does result in a savings. HR has been working with Judge Joanne Garcia in reviewing her office needs now that she has been in office for a year. And so this is one of the changes that she proposed and the Human Resources Department agrees with. I do recommend approval.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you very much. Item 14A, Urban County.
Ms.
Good
Flores?
morning, Judge and Commissioners. Nelly Flores, presenting for Urban County. 14A, subject to compliance with House Bill 1295, the Urban County program is requesting approval of a best and final negotiated contract for Cassidy Investments, LLC, DBA CSG Group, in the amount of $24,906, utilizing CDBG fiscal year 35 ELSA street improvements funding and approval of work authorization number 1.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
14B, subject to compliance with House Bill 1295, the Urban County program is requesting approval to purchase equipment from Metro Fire Apparatus Specialist, Inc. for the City of Alton Fire Department in the amount of $3,632, UCP fiscal year 35, 2022, and City of Alton Fire Station equipment funds will be utilized.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Item 15A.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Eddie Olivares, Hidalgo County Health and Human Services. We have a couple of items today that I want to review. Requesting approval to submit the renewal application for the immunization FY24 grant in the amount of $649,320.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
My next item, sir, is requesting approval of certification of revenue by county auditor in the amount of $201,466.50 from the Medicaid Administrative Claiming Program for the quarter of April to June 2022 and appropriation of the same.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Longoria.
Thank you and have a blessed day.
I mean, Mr. Olivares, excuse me. Item 16A, Jaime Longoria.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. Jaime Longoria for the Community Service Agency. Item number 16A is discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve the Community Services Block Grant Contract number 6123-000-3801 for fiscal year 2023 from the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs with authorization for Jaime Longoria to electronically sign any and all pertinent documents. Judge and Commissioners, this is the first quarter of our CSBG grant. It's a $458,988 quarterly payment. We expect the rest will be in the rest of the year.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item number 16B is discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve the discretionary community, discretionary community services block grant, contract number 6122-000-3918 for fiscal year 2023 in the amount of $17,187 from the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs with authorization for Jaime Longoria to electronically sign any and all pertinent documents.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item number C is discussion, consideration, and possible action to accept the Comprehensive Energy Assistance Program, contract number 5823-000-3836 for fiscal year 2023 in the amount of $6,258,402 from the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs with authorization for Jaime Longoria to electronically sign any and all pertinent documents.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Jaime, in the past, have you been using all these funds under these programs?
Yes, sir, Judge. I was just going to mention to the court that all of these funds, the CSBG fund, the regular allocation was completely expended. We're proud to say that it was expended in the first month of 2023. Previous years, they carried over into the first quarter, but we were able to expend all these funds. We carry over a little money into the 13th month, if you will, with CSBG. That's kind of customary so that we can make the winter months and the winter purchases. But we were able to fully expend CSBG, and now, of course, LIHEAP has been fully expended. That's our utility assistance grant. That ended at the end of December. So this new money that came in about the third week of January is crucial for us, and we're able to fully expend that money year after year.
Are you having any administrative issues in administering this program efficiently and effectively?
Judge, the biggest issue, of course, is finding accounting staff. During the pandemic, all those monies that came through and the high turnover of staff, those are the biggest issues that we have. There was a concern from our funder about being able to provide the information, the accounting information. We're trying to work with Mr. Guerra to get those issues addressed and get those straightened out. But as far as expenditure-wise, we're able to get our regular money out the door.
Well, you're not going to get smaller. You're only going to get larger. So I encourage you to try to hurry up and resolve those issues.
Yes, sir.
Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion made.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr.
Thank you,
Longoria.
Commissioners.
Ms. Peña, Head Start.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. Irma Peña for the Head Start program. Item number 17A, we are requesting approval to submit a budget amendment to our 2023 operating budget to purchase a digital sign for the LBJ Administrative Building for the amount of $79,304. The budget amendment is regular protocol for equipment purchases, over $5,000. This will be submitted upon your approval to the Office of Head Start for their approval.
Motion to approve.
Judge, Commissioners, we do have a public participation form from Ms. Fern McClarity on agenda item 17A.
Just had a question because on the backup it says a new sign will assist in recruiting and promoting program activities, and it's like I said, it's almost $80,000, $79,304. Can you describe what kind of sign it is? Thank you.
Certainly. The backup will indicate that this is a digital sign. This will be in front of the administrative office, which has high traffic in 107. Typically, those type of signs do run in the very high figures. Of course, the Office of Head Start, in order to be able to do this, we have to get authorization for any equipment purchases over $5,000, and we are requesting approval to submit a budget amendment.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 17B, we are requesting authorization for the disposition of our dated modular facilities as we continue to expand our partnerships with the school districts and move classrooms into ISD campuses. This will generate savings in rent, maintenance, utilities, insurance, and other costs. Upon approval, we will submit this request to the Office of Head Start. Some school districts, UTRGV, and others have expressed interest in these facilities. However, these entities will be responsible for the relocation of the modular buildings if they are not on their property.
Motion to approve?
Second.
You know, we're having to move modular buildings ourselves. Did you find somebody that can do it affordably?
Yeah, actually, no, we are not incurring that cost. For example, the Alton Building, Mission ISD is wanting these facilities, and they will do it at their cost. The diocese is also wanting a facility. UTRGV is also expressing interest in some facilities, and they will go into partnership with a landowner. In these cases, it would be the city of FAR and the city of, I believe, Progreso. We
Okay,
also
well,
have.
I'm just
Yes.
happy that you did.
Oh, yes.
that you found
We
that.
are not picking up. As a matter of
Okay.
fact, the Commissioner Villarreal was very kind to offer to dispose of 2 of those buildings, but then Mission ISD and the diocese have come back and said, we would like those facilities. So thank you, Commissioner Villarreal. We won't need those services, though.
Okay. I believe we have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 17C, we are requesting approval of the priority guidelines for selection and enrollment for school year 2023-24. These guidelines follow the federal poverty income guidelines.
Motion to approve?
Second.
I've noticed that your enrollment has been declining.
Yes, sir.
What are you doing regarding that?
Currently, right now, we are going to continue to recruit. However, the districts are also seeing a decline. This has been happening in many of the school districts. However, we do anticipate that there will be an increase for this coming next year. IDEA Academy is no longer going to be providing pre-K services for this following school year, so we anticipate that there will be an increase in that.
Well, because my understanding is that almost every month we have enough babies to fill in the new school. So it's a little contradictory for me
Correct.
to believe and think that you're getting less children
Well,
when we're having so much growth.
right. Well, the issue is at this point, we have continued to recruit in those areas. We are going into a different partnership model with the school districts next year. We anticipate that we shouldn't have those issues. We are notifying the Office of Head Start. This has been a national issue with Head Start, not only around the state of Texas and so
Okay,
forth.
we don't have to talk about it now, but I
Sure.
think it would be good for us to get a report from
Absolutely,
your
sir.
policy board as to what you're doing, because it's critical. If we don't educate these young kids, we'll never get them out of poverty. And so this is critical that you find a way how to recruit more people, because that's where we start creating that
Absolutely.
human capital. I believe we have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, sir. Item 17D, we are requesting authorization of the listed obsolete items that are surplus materials and equipment that are not in operating condition for the program. These items will be submitted to the county's approved auctioneer, bond and bond auctioneers for proper disposition.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Who made this decision? Is that they're obsolete and no longer useful?
Yes, our field operations department and our internal operations. We have a lot of equipment. If you see the listed items, these are things that are, quite frankly, are not needed for the organization, but we do have to get
Do
authorization
you
to
feel that
dispose.
you have sufficient oversight to make sure the
Yes, sir.
integrity of this process?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. I'm sorry I'm asking a lot of
No,
questions. You're new and you have a lot of items in
Absolutely.
the agenda.
Not a problem, sir.
Okay.
Okay, we are requesting for item 17E to be able to table this item. We did get an invoice, but we are still waiting for the backup on the information from Terragon Engineering and Geotech Engineer.
Okay. Next item.
Thank you, sir. Item 17F, we are requesting authorization to purchase web hosting services awarded to vendor Idlio, contract number 220105 through the Hidalgo County Membership Interlocal Purchasing Systems TIPS. And this is for our website, sir. And this, we hope, will also assist with our recruiting effort.
Motion to approve.
Second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you, sir. Item 17G, we are requesting authorization to purchase the LED messaging unit from the awarded vendor Golden Rule Signs, contract number 220105 through the Hidalgo County's membership through the Interlocal Purchasing System TIPS.
So move. Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 17H, we are requesting authorization to enter into the best and final negotiated contract with Strata Engineering and Consulting LLC in the amount of $38,356.10 for the mechanical engineering and plumbing engineering services, MEP, for the Hidalgo County Outdoor Learning Project.
Motion to approve.
Second. Okay. This was previously budgeted, canceled because you were going to use CARES Act funds to do this. So where is the funding going to come in?
When the reauthorization of the funding, I believe this particular one had been awarded previously to another vendor, but then they were not, I guess they didn't follow through, and this is prior to me.
So you have the funding?
Yes, sir.
You have
Yes,
the
sir.
funding.
We do have the funding.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Okay, we are requesting authorization to purchase 8 new line multimedia players and visual communication solutions with a 5-year lease through the Hidalgo County membership's participation with MONIA Partners Public Section Awarded Vendor, CDWG, contract number R210401.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you, sir. And our final item, we are requesting authorization and to enter a 5-year memorandum of understanding for disability services at no cost with the following school districts: Donna ISD, Ed Couch Elsa ISD, Edinburgh CISD, La Jolla ISD, McAllen ISD, Mercedes ISD, Mission ISD, FAR San Juan Alamo ISD, and Wesago ISD.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Were there any school districts that you asked to participate that did not participate?
No, all of them did participate.
Okay. Have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, sir, and have a blessed day.
Thank you very much. Item 19A.
Judge, on this, I want to let everybody know, they're not here today, KCI Technologies. I really appreciate all their help. We applied for a grant for highway safety improvements in my precinct, and we got awarded $1.8 million with no match required. So it's amazing. Check start, Precinct 3, Mile 2 Road, Mile 3 Road, Mile 4 Road, Mile 5 Road. Approval of advanced funding agreement between Hidalgo County and the Texas Department of Transportation for Highway Safety Improvement Program for Mile 2 Road at Minnesota Road, CSJ 0921-02-508, Mile 3 Road at Western Road, CSJ 0921-02-509, Mile 4 Road at Trosper Road, CSJ 0921-02-507, and Mile 5 Road at Western Road, CSJ 0921-02-510, and approval of order authorizing the county judge to sign the AFA for said project. Motion to approve.
Second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
Good job.
Mr. Salazar, item 20A, budget and management.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Item 28, discussion, consideration, and approval to amend the countywide solid waste recovery center station rules and guidelines.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 20B, discussion, consideration, and approval of an AEP contribution, an aid agreement for the installation of streetlights for Eduardo's number 4 located in precinct 3.
Motion to approve.
Second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Item 20C for the ARPA grant. 20C1, discussion, consideration, and action to approve the use of ARPA relief funds for an ARPA consultant under the judge's office to provide analysis on future proposed projects to ensure responsiveness to the public health emergency.
Motion to approve. Oh. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. 20C2, discussion, consideration, and approval to make revisions to the Assistance to Boys and Girls Club of Edinburgh Legacy Center Project, ARPA 22124-122. Item 1, revise the project description. Item 2, change the expenditure category from 2.22 to 2.34, assistance to nonprofits. And item B, discussion, consideration, and approval to amend the memorandum of understanding previously approved on agenda item 87956 with authority for the county judge as authorized official to sign the agreement subject to legal review.
Motion to approve. Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 20D1 for precinct 2.
Mr. Salazar.
Approval. Yes.
If I may, please. Ms. Fern McClure did have a notation. She just indicated here, 20C1.
Well, yes, you've already voted for it, but I would like you to discuss what it is. He's a consultant, I believe, for the county judge, and in the backup it says that they are an expert on his opinion, expert opinion and analysis for ARPA. And I believe it has a $2 million budget, is what it says. And what is the position? What are they going to do? And what is the salary for that position?
It's not a salary, ma'am. This is
Baldy, can you take the mask off? I can't hear you, bub.
Who wants to answer a question? Ray, you want to answer the question?
Mr. Salazar, please.
Sure. The item that we're seeking approval for, the item that was approved, is for the hiring of a consultant with subject matter expertise in grants to assist the county judge's office in seeking the justification of future grants and future proposals.
And the reason that is necessary is why, Ray?
And we are seeking to do that to assist us to ensure that when a project is deemed eligible, we have the correct justification, and we will be well versed with the consultant to ensure that all the U.S. Treasury rules and guidelines are followed to the T, and that will help us expedite any future project requests for a new proposed project from the county judge's office.
Okay. Or do you and anybody in the county staff right now feel qualified to answer those questions, to be able in compliance with all the rules that the Treasury has set?
At this point, for the projects that we have already touched, Judge, we do feel confident. If there are new projects that come to us that we are not aware of, we know where to seek the information. But depending on the type of project and the complexities involved in it, that's a difficult question to ask. But we do feel confident that we can provide a qualified opinion on the justification.
Well, isn't it true or not true that sometimes the rules change after a decision has been made?
Yes, sir. We did have in the past conflicting opinions regarding the use of funds.
Okay.
There's
So
also
to be
been
sure that
updates
we
on the
don't
U.S.
overspend,
Treasury side
you
as
can answer
well
them.
with
You can answer them.
flexibility from Senator Corden's office that we are also reviewing. So yes, there has been a difference
to answer the question.
in the final rules that were originally stated versus the final rules that were stated as we see now. So there has been significant changes.
Okay, right, you need to answer the questions a little short on that. But the reason that we're doing this is because we want to make sure that whatever funds we do spend are in accordance with the rules, and we need help and assistance, as we would need an engineer, as we would need a lawyer's advice, if we need anybody's advice. Correct?
That's correct.
Okay, that's the reason we're doing it. Next item.
Item 20C2, I think that's for discussion, consideration, approval to make revisions to the Assistance to Boys and Girls Club of Edinburgh Legacy Center Project, ARPA 22124-122. Number 1, revise this project description. Number 2, change the expenditure category from 2.22 to 2.34, assistance to nonprofits. Item B, discussion, consideration, and approval to amend the memorandum of understanding previously approved on agenda item 87956 with authority for the county judge as authorized official to sign the agreement subject to legal review.
Mr. Salazar, I believe we've already taken action on these two. I think the next one was D1, unless I am off.
Thank you. Item 20D1, Precinct 2, Road and Bridge. Approval of 2023 appropriation of funds for Precinct 2, Road and Bridge from the Road and Bridge unassigned balance in the amount of $600,000.
So move.
Second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Item 20D2, approval to undesignate funds in the 2023 budget for expenditures related to the following program and appropriation of the same. This is Program 280-002 for our jail in the amount of $187,000.
So move.
Second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Item D3, our 2023 special revenue and proprietary funds, approval of our 2023 appropriation of funds to fund various PO rollovers.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item D4 for Precinct 1, approval of our 2023 appropriation of funds from road maintenance fund balance in the amount of $333,000 to fund anticipated expenditures.
Motion to approve.
Second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 21, the highlight of every meeting.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners, Eduardo Belmares with the Purchasing Department. Item 21A1A, presentation of scoring grid for the purpose of ranking by Hidalgo County Commissioners Court of graded vendor submission with the recommendation by the evaluation committee members for RFP number, project number 2207120106 MEG, professional consulting services and project management support for compliance and reporting of coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery funds and other federal grants countywide. The following are the rankings: PSRS 22.75, GrantWorks 21.75, Wellness Center 15.50, IEM 21.25, JL Powers 18, and Widow Bryan 18.50. Does the court wish to rank in the order presented?
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
B, the authority for the purchasing department to negotiate an agreement commencing with the number 1 ranked firm, CSRS, for professional consulting services and project management support for compliance and reporting coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery funds and other federal grants countywide project.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
21B1A, presentation scoring grid for the purpose of ranking by the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court of graded vendor submission with some recommendation by evaluation committee member for RFP project number 2207130106 MEG, professional consulting services and project management support for compliance and reporting of coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery funds and other federal grants for judge's office. Following are the rankings: DMC 21, GrantWorks 20.60, Guidehouse 17.17, HCH 18.03, iParametrics 19.47, Jail Power 16.13, PNN 20.03, Wellness Center 15.20, and Widow Bryan 19.57. Does the court wish to rank in the order presented?
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And B, authority for purchasing department to negotiate an agreement commencing with the number one ranked firm, BMC, for professional consulting service and project management support for compliance and reporting of coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery funds and other federal grants for judge's office.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
21C1, requesting approval to award Playcore Wisconsin Inc. DBA Game Time in the amount of $37,062.15 through our cooperative membership with Omnia Partners under contract number 2017-001134 for a Sunflower Park project with authority for county judge to sign all required documents.
Motion to approve.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
21C2, requesting approval supplemental number 3 under contract number 15-11000331 between Hidalgo County and LNG Engineering for professional engineering services for the FM 1925 project, 1,500 square feet west of 10th Street to McCall Road to extend the termination date of said agreement.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
21C3, requesting approval supplemental agreement number 1 to contract number 2200850322 between Hidalgo County and Melded and Hunt Inc. for professional engineering services for the Tex-Mex Road Stormwater Project located in precinct number 4 to extend the termination date of said agreement.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
21C4, requesting approval supplemental agreement number 1 to contract number 2200740322 between Hidalgo County and Terracon Inc. for geotechnical and construction material testing and observation for Terry Road, Roger to North Branch Drain and North Branch Drain crossing located in precinct number 4 to extend the termination date of said agreement.
Motion to approve.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
21C5, requesting approval supplemental agreement number 1 to contract number 2200840322 between Hidalgo County and Javier Hinojosa Engineering for construction plans for drainage improvements of Miami 17 and 83rd Road Street Stormwater to extend the termination date of said agreement as well.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
21D1, requesting approval to purchase 2023 Chevy Tahoe for Constable Precinct 4 through the Goodbye contract number 238F000 awarded vendor Silsby Ford LLC in the amount of $52,274.75.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
21D2, requesting approval to purchase ballistic shields through Hidalgo County's membership with Vibor Cooperative under contract number 670-2022, awarded vendor Gels LLC in the total amount of $58,090.60.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Motion carries.
21E1A, requesting approval to award job order contractor Alamo Environmental Inc. through our membership with TIPS under job contract number 211001 for the Health Department Main Office Exterior Paint Project and pressure wash and paint exterior in the amount of $55,225.24 with authority to issue a notice to proceed upon receipt of required payment bonds.
So moved. Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
21F1, requesting approval to rescind action under AI 89479 approved by Commissioner Court on 2/2/2023 due to revisions to the MOU. And B, consideration and approval memorandum of understanding between the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office and Sullivan City for the purpose of transferring equipment between parties and authorize the county judge or J.E. Eddie Guerra, Hidalgo County Sheriff, to sign any and all required documents.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
21F2, requesting approval to purchase 2023 Ford F-150 crew cab truck for Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office through Goodbye Co-op, contract number 238F000, awarded vendor Silsby Ford Inc. in the amount of $53,468.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
21F3, requesting approval to purchase 2023 Ford Interceptor utility for Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office through the Goodbye contract number 238F000, awarded vendor Silsby Ford LLC in the amount of $1,379,925.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
21F4, requesting approval to purchase 2023 Ford Interceptor utility for Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office through the Goodbye contract number 238F000, awarded vendor Silsby Ford LLC in the amount of $644,125.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Motion carries.
21F5A, presentation acceptance of the evaluation committee's recommendation of the responses received, including the committee's consideration of the best and final offer from the highest ranked responsible respondent in connection to the RFP number 22064612-2022 ABV for the third-party administrator for Willacy County Regional Detention Facility.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And B, requesting approval to award to LaSalle for third-party administrator for Willacy County Regional Detention Facility with authority for county judge to sign any required documentation and approval of deviations proposed by LaSalle Corrections.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. 21G1, presentation of qualified sole response received from Upper Valley Mail Services LLC for the purpose of award contract number through RFSQ titled Mailing Services under contract number 2300090207.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
21G2, request authorization to award to Southern Star Transport Ltd. the sole responsible bidder meeting all specification requirements as recommended by Hidalgo County Precinct commencing February 2022-2023 through RFB project number 230003 VWB for hauling services for all road material, excluding hot mix.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
That is all I have. Thank you, Judge and Commissioners.
Thank you very much.
Judge, Commissioners, item 22, there's no action on item 22A, 1, 2, and 3. Item 22B, presentation notification regarding grant award in the amount of $250,000 for Safe Streets and Roads for All Action Plan grant. This is a grant that is available for the Rio Grande Valley Metropolitan Planning Organization, and they are asking for the court on Action 1 for its consideration.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I'm sorry, not for its consideration, but for the action that was taken by way of the grant. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I got ahead of myself.
No, it's okay. Thank you. Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. My name is Javier Dominguez. I'm a transportation planner at the Rio Grande Valley Metropolitan Planning Organization, or otherwise known as the RGVMPO. Just came here today to say thank you and to share the great news that we were awarded an action plan grant under the Safe Streets and Roads for All program. In total amount of $250,000, $200,000 federal, $50,000 local. We would not have been able to submit this application without the help of this Commissioner's Court. So I came here today to provide a letter on behalf of our organization just to say thank you. So it's right here, and I can figure out how to hand it to you later, but just wanted to drop this off today and say thank you. Our partners at Federal Highway Administration have instructed us that they have just over 500 grants to draft agreements for. So as they draft those agreements for, they will be hosting webinars for us to attend. So as of right now, we've been told to be patient and hold on for further instructions. But once we have those instructions and those key insights, we will return to the Commissioner's Courts to provide those next steps. So just wanted to say thank you on behalf of the RGVMPO for that letter of commitment that was provided on Tuesday, September 6th of 2022. And hopefully we'll come back and let you know that we were awarded some of the other grants that we applied for. We will be forming a subcommittee, an infrastructure bill grant subcommittee, to ensure that if awarded multiple grants, even just with this one, that all these plans, these efforts go hand in hand with each other.
Thank you for your efforts trying to continue to find us additional funding for expanding roads and alternative ways to commute. So thank you very much for, your big reason why we applied for that raise and infra grant. So thank you so much for what you guys do.
Thank you. Yes.
Thanks, sir.
You need action
And,
number two?
I have a second one on 21B2 as well. So the RGVMPO recently discovered another opportunity under the Federal Transit Administration's Areas of Persistent Poverty Grant Program. These are for planning grants. The Federal Transit Administration has a new mapping tool. We discovered the mapping tool. It's no shock that the entire Rio Grande Valley is considered an area of persistent poverty. So we think we're a great candidate for this other opportunity. We'll be completing a Rio Grande Valley Regional Transit Authority feasibility study where we will look at analyzing existing financial structures of the existing transit agencies that we have here in the Rio Grande Valley and determine what a regional transit authority could look like for the valley, as well as hoping to do an inventory stock and identify gaps between the transit agencies and hopefully look at how a regional transit authority can help address some of those service and coordination gaps between the transit agencies. So we will be applying for a $500,000 planning grant. The local match is 10%. So again, we were going to the 3 counties within our metropolitan area boundary for the local match, since we cannot use our planning funds for the local match. So we divided it up by percentages, and we determined using April 2020 census data that the Hidalgo County area consists of 64% of the population of the 3 counties. And so that being said, our local match contribution is $50,000. So we would hopefully be coming back, if awarded, to Hidalgo County Commissioners Court for that amount of $32,000, which is 64% of the $50,000 local match. If we get more planning, more local match contribution, then that amount would be less. But that's what we're here for today, and I'm able to answer any questions at this time.
You make a motion to approve?
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 23, discussion, consideration, possible action regarding county response to disaster health emergency. One American Rescue Plan Act ARPA funds. There is no specific action to be taken. And 23B, measures necessary to preserve public health and safety. No specific action to be taken. 23C, direction regarding county government operations, including but not limited to essential functions. Judge, Commissioners, we do continue to follow recommended CDC guidelines. We continue to work with facilities management and all departments with any issues of concern regarding COVID and/or any issues. Again, the health and safety of our residents doing business with the County of Hidalgo is first and foremost, as is the employees that provide that valuable service. Judge, Commissioners, we do have closed session.
Okay, pursuant to Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, we'll be retiring to closed session to discuss items under Section 551.071, .072, .074, and .087. I have a motion to do so.
Motion made.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We'll be retiring to closed session. It is 11:37 a.m. Okay, we're back from closed session. I've got 12:45, and we do have some action items.
Thank you, Judge, Commissioners. So we're back in open session. So item 26A, open session, real estate acquisition appropriation for same. There is no action to be taken today. 26B, pending and or potential litigation. There is no action to be taken. 26C, discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding response to public health emergency. There is no specific action to be taken. 26D, discussion, consideration, and action regarding employment, evaluation, duties, discipline, and or dismissal of Urban County Director.
We need a motion to proceed as directed, as discussed in executive session.
To approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 26E, cause number C 4360-22-C, Irving Gonzalez, individually and as next to friend of Irvin A. Gonzalez versus Hidalgo County et al. Judge, Commissioners, asking the court to assign this particular cause number to Ms. Josephine Ramirez's office, our Chief Legal Civil Litigation Division.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
26F, C-0309-22F, Rodriguez Garza Moreno versus County of Hidalgo, Texas. Judge, Commissioners, I'd like for the court to entertain a motion in settlement of C-0309-22F, Rodriguez Garza Moreno versus County of Hidalgo, Texas, in the amount of $80,000.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And Judge, Commissioners, I do have a claim, the claim of Ruben. I'm sorry. Claim of Ruben Castillo I'm asking Settlement Authority to make an offer in the amount of $2,804.35.
Motion to approve. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And item, that was item 26G, so I'd like to go back to item 25. I'm asking no action under item 25A, no action under item 25B. And for the record, there is no action or need to go back to closed session, item 27, and/or item 28, open session. We do have adjournment, but before we adjourn, our next Commissioners Court meeting is March 7th. That's Tuesday morning, Drainage District at 9:30 a.m. and Commissioners Court at 10 a.m. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.